Game 7, Boston trails by 2. It's been a battle all night, and for many in this building, this feels like the end. But Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and he pulls it loose! He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win! He hit it! Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone. They have done it again. They've done it again. Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome. It's the Leroy and Cerrone Show. 98.5, the Sports Hub. I'm feeling good, Cerrone. I got one of them Celsiuses in my system. Just letting you know.
Leave that stuff. Be careful with that stuff, man.
Fired up. Fired up. Ready to go. I don't care that it's cold outside. It's warm in here, and our hearts are warm because our New England Patriots are headed to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about. Cerrone, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's a little chilly. Little snowy, but other than that, I'm chilling, man. I'm good.
I'm gonna send you a whole box of Celsius down there. What flavor you need? What flavor you need? Don't talk to me about your heart. Ain't nothing wrong with your heart.
Water.
Yeah. You need some Celsius.
Purified water from Lake Minnetonka.
There's some things that happen on Lake Minnetonka. We're not going to talk about that, though. Again, the number here, y'all know the deal. The number is 617-779-0985. If for some strange reason you have to get out of your car, remember that you can stream us live at 985thesportshub.com. I believe that Sports Hub has an app, too, right?
Yes.
Correct. Yes, so you can stream us live from the app, or if you want to watch us, go to YouTube Live and check us out there. Now, y'all know the deal before we get into the show, which we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the Patriots and the Seahawks are going to be meeting up in the Super Bowl. Drake May didn't practice. Is he okay? Jason Tatum reevaluating things. And, people want dome stadiums and all type, and Bill Belichick getting snubbed, and people got stuff to say. We got all those things to talk about. Yes, indeed.
Paul George getting champion.
Oh, Paul George, 25 games,
25 to life for PG.
I just pray he wasn't messing with smack.
I don't know what he was dabbling in. It didn't help his game. I know that much. I ain't seen him do nothing in 3 years.
Ain't that? I mean, ain't that the
He should have went on and retired.
That is the truth. One of the most, I don't want to say underrated. He had a moment when you were like, okay, yeah, he's going to be serious. And I'm not taking anything away from his career. He's been pretty decent, but he hasn't lived up to the hype.
He hasn't done nothing since he dunked on dude in that Heat series when he was with the Pacers.
Right.
Like, how long ago that was?
I kind of feel that way about Zion. Zion right now is going on a tear, putting on a show. Mm-hmm. Just stay that way, man. We want you to be box office.
Man. Nah, he's trying to get out of New Orleans, man. He don't want to be there.
My God. Okay, so the music of the day, which I've come to find out people really, 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 really love. If you didn't know, today the Royal Rumble is going down, so we are dedicating the music to wrestling themes. Hit the music! And another reason why we are starting with the NWO music. Cerrone and I have been talking all week. We've heard the hate at the Patriots. We've heard the disgust when it comes to Bill Belichick and why he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And so, Cerrone, tell me if I'm lying. Did we not agree that we need to send out a message to the Patriots Nation, embrace the hate and become the bad guys? Mm-hmm. Become the heels. Just embrace it. Stop trying to fight it. Don't fight it. No more.
Accept it.
Embrace it.
Be the Heat. I mean, Pistons fans, when they called them the bad boys and all that, the fans didn't say they weren't. They just embraced it. Yes, Yes, we are the bad. Yep, they put on the shirts. They bought the hats, the posters. Embrace it. Stop running from it. Stop calling everybody haters. Oh, you just don't want to see us win. No, embrace it. Yeah, okay, the schedule was easy. Yep, and we kicked everybody in the teeth on our way to the Super Bowl. Embrace it. There's no need to fight against it. They're going to look at you one way or the other. It is what it is. But embrace the fact that you are the bad guy. And you are the heel of the NFL.
That's right.
And it's glorious.
That's right.
Would you rather be you or the Cowboys?
Hello. I like that. 617.
Would it rather be you or the Steelers?
779-0985. With that being said, Cerrone, we know that the Patriots are wearing all white at the Super Bowl. I'm suggesting starting next season, if they're going to embrace the hate, can we get an all-black Patriots uniform?
Letters and all. I mean, numbers, everything, just solid black.
Think about it. Black from head to toe, but with a little bit of blue and red and that silver, it would pop. It would pop. Embrace the hate. Embrace it.
Just become the villain.
Stop going online and trying to defend the Patriots and all. Let it be. People are going to hate. Mm-hmm. You got people now who they want dome stadiums because of the Patriots. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't a football thing. It was a Patriots thing.
Right.
Now they want dome stadiums.
Right. We lost to this team because it started snowing. That's literally what the Denver Broncos ownership is telling everybody. We lost to this team because it started snowing. They're not good. Like dude said, we were the better team. No, you weren't.
No,
you weren't. You lost. The better team would have won the game. You lost. You talking about you, the better team. You were the leading sack guy on that team. You had zeros across the board. You weren't better. You got outplayed by Will Campbell. Shout out to Will Campbell, who ain't getting no love this week. Funny, we no one bringing up his arm length now, are we? But anyway, you weren't the better team. You didn't lose because it was snowing. You lost because your quarterback threw it backwards and it was sunny out. They had nothing to do with you throwing that ball backwards and stopping Drake May from walking into the end zone. You did that. That's how you lost the game.
Excuses left and right fueled by hate. And if that's the case, Patriot fans, Patriot players, embrace it. Stop trying to defend the team.
Yep. Don't defend them online or go back and forth. Don't give any stats or anything like that. Just put the Drago meme when he's looking down at dude dying in the ring and keep moving.
Keep moving.
Don't even let them fight amongst themselves and just go crazy on why the Patriots are where they're at and why they've won so many times in the last 20 years or whatever, and embrace it and bring up the cold facts. Yo, they win the Super Bowl in the 80s. They reached the Super Bowl in the 90s.
Yes, sir.
The 2000s, the 10s, and now again in the 20s. They've been in the Super Bowl in every decade of my life. Let people know that. Don't run from it. Don't act like they just came out. They're not the Arizona Cardinals. This ain't one. This ain't the Cleveland Browns. Just accept it. It is what it is, and they don't defend it. You're the bad guy. Yep. Embrace it. Be the greatest heel in NFL history.
I don't know why, but the phone lines are going, and we embrace it. 617-779-0985. I'm telling you, we got a lot to talk about, including Brockton's own AJ Debonsa and number 13 BYU taking on number 14 Kansas. If you think that's a small deal, you're just out of the loop.
Biggest game in years.
Oh my God, we got a lot to talk about. But when we get back, that's what we're gonna do. When we get back, Drake May, he's been sick, hurt. We'll talk about all that stuff. And we're going to calm everybody down. All the Patriot fans, calm down, relax, embrace the hate, and exhale. We got you. Again, 617-779-0985. It's the Leroy and Cerrone Show right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
If you don't know. More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Right now, so the music of the day is just dedicated to wrestling. And let's be clear, Cerrone, wrestling raised us. Let's stop acting like we weren't watching on Saturday mornings and our tidy whities and, and practicing moves on our siblings or the friends from around the way. Mm-hmm. We did it. And that's why we are dedicating today's music to wrestling. Cerrone,
I perfected the $1 million dream.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's perfected.
Man. You put Minnie to sleep.
Lights out. Perfect plex. I got that one too.
Oh, the perfect plex is you can't get out of it. Once you lock your hands, it's a wrap. 1, 2, 3.
I can still perform the perfect plex.
Now, Cerrone, check this out. We have a friend of ours. His name is Jonathan. He's in the building. He's on the other side. Jonathan delivered the greatest stone cold stunner I've ever witnessed in real life. Real quick before we continue, and I'm going to tie it all in with the Patriots. Trust me. There was a time when the NWO and WWE, the Monday Night Wars, were going on, and we grew up in church. The youth, the church was split in half. Some were WWE, some were NWO black and white, some were the Wolfpack. And fights would break out randomly at church.
Just getting jumped in the hallway.
I witnessed Jonathan give a young man by the name of Corey the most devastating stone cold stunner I've ever seen in my life. It happened at the Dunkin' Donuts across the street from Simcoe's on Blue Hill Ave. Corey was sitting on the rail where the ramp was, and out of nowhere, Jonathan stone cold stunned him. And you know how The Rock would bounce when he would get stunned? Corey bounced in the air. It was for real. It was real. And what I need to happen come Sunday at the Super Bowl, I need Drake May and the New England Patriots to give a stone cold stunner, not so much to the Seattle Seahawks, but a win. Yes. A win would be a stone cold stunner to all the haters, all the people who keep moving the goalpost, all the people who got negative things to say. Cerrone, all week, a huge story has been that Drake May's shoulder, his right shoulder, is an issue. People don't really know if it's true or not. And then we found out that at practice, he did not participate. He was there. He's dealing with an illness. Cerrone, are you concerned about Drake May's health?
Not until Saturday. If he hasn't thrown all this week, then you got a problem. But I think I think people are getting it twisted when it comes to hurt. Did he get hit and it hurt? Or is he hurt? There's a difference.
Yeah.
I see this clips of him flexing his shoulder. Yeah, did that hurt? It probably did. It probably hurt bad. Has he been getting beat up a lot in the last? Yes. He's been under pressure by Hall of Fame edge rushers and Pro Bowlers and All Pros for 3 straight weeks. It's been freezing cold and snowing and everything else. He's probably hurting. But is he hurt? I don't think so. I don't think somebody who's dealing with a major shoulder injury basically runs a naked bootleg and goes one-on-one with a linebacker and then uses that same shoulder to stiff arm dude to the ground and then throw a mean Tom Brady-esque fist pump with the same shoulder right afterwards. I mean, is he banged up? Is he sore? Yeah, he's probably hurting bad. We've seen games this season. Right, all of them are.
Yeah.
We've seen games early in the season when he's at the podium, and you can see the bruises all over his arms and the marks and scratches, kind of like Jokic, who looked like he was fighting Wolverine halfway through the season. But, yeah, is he hurting? Yeah, he's probably hurting. They probably said, you know what, young man, go home and go to bed, man. Go on and lay down for a week, get your rest in. Now, if we get to Friday, Saturday, he's still not throwing the ball. He's still dealing with an illness before, at the media day and all this other stuff, then, yeah, you're concerned now. But I think it's just something that, he's probably hurting. He's probably banged up. Does he need surgery or does he need to wear a sling? I think that's a whole different thing. but I think he's sore. And I think by the time he gets to California and it's 85 degrees and sunny, and he's out there on some grass and got that warm sun, he's going to feel a whole lot better. And by the time he gets to the weekend, I think he's going to be fine. But nobody's 100% going into this game. Both these teams have been beat up, been through a lot. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold still, he's not throwing in practice either with his oblique injury, and he's been dealing with that for a few weeks. But no one's healthy, but I think all that goes out the window once they start playing. We criticize Drake, not criticize, you kind of use it against him because he's so young. In this case, it's a bonus. He is young.
Yes.
He's in his early 20s. Them bumps and bruises don't linger around as long as they would if he was 33 years old instead of 23 years old.
617-779-0985 is the number. Before we go to the phone lines, Cerrone, I think I saw you tweet something. I'm just going to ask. If there's anybody, and you're saying you're not concerned or we shouldn't be concerned about Drake May being hurt unless it's Friday, Saturday next week and we're still hearing things. But you mentioned somebody from Seattle that people should be paying attention to who's hurt. Who was that again?
Cross. He's the left tackle. He's a very good. He's not an all. I don't think he's an all. Might have been an all pro. Mm-hmm. But both their tackles in practice all week. The tackles are hurt. The backup tackles hurt. But if their left tackle can't go, he hurt his foot or his ankle or something like that at the end of last week's game. Mm-hmm. If he said the same thing about the Trent Brown situation in Houston. I said the same thing last week with the center from Denver. He was banged up. He's back on it. Yeah, he's there, whatever. You saw Denver Broncos last week, or all season. They gave up, I think, the fewest pressures, the fewest sacks, 22, 23, whatever it is on the season. But their center was banged up. You put a banged-up guy in front of Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, they were throwing him out the club all day. Same situation now with Seattle. If their tackles, even if they play, but are banged up or dealing with lower leg injuries, with all those stunts and those guys in front of him, Sam Darnold is going to have a long afternoon. But it's kind of not getting the attention because it's not a prime spot.
Right.
But if you have if right now if somebody said, hey, Morgan Moses, Will Campbell ain't practiced all week, that'd be a bigger story than Drake May's shoulder. But again, it's not getting the attention because it's not a high-profile position. But if those tackles are banged up going the next week, the Patriots D-line could have a field day.
And the same rules apply to them too. Listen, hey, if they might be hurting now, but don't be too concerned unless next week around this time.
If they start missing days of practice, in California, then you're gonna really be concerned. But he was on the injury report with the lower leg injury and didn't practice. So we'll see. Is it rest? But they're saying he got hurt at the end of the game. We'll find out and we'll see. But again, if a lot of these guys are banged up, but if they're not there at the end of the week, then your antennas go up and say, wait a minute, what's really going on here?
All right, let's go to Dave G in Woburn. Dave G, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
So I just want to say I'm 63 years old. I took my kids to the first 3 Super Bowl parades.
Nice.
I was definitely going to the first one. Mm-hmm. For me, like I said, growing up, the Patriots were known as the Patsies. Mm-hmm. Our kids don't know how lucky they are to have been seeing all this. And later in life, the next 3 parades, they were old enough to go on their own.
Right.
One of my boys somehow became a Cleveland Browns fan, and me and my brother can't figure it out. We're like, maybe he's trying to relive our childhood, But what gets me, what's been scaring me all year, I love Drake, but when he slides, he slides forward. Instead of sliding. Maybe that forward slide has something to do with it, and maybe, like you say, I think they're just resting him up for the big game.
Appreciate it, Dave. When it comes to Drake May's slide, I swear, Cerrone, people were criticizing him for sliding the correct way, which is feet first. And I've heard people say that about quarterbacks in general in the league, like they might be more so open to getting injured sliding that way. Maybe that's the case with him where he's changed his approach or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's football.
Yeah.
Players are going to get hurt. People are going to get banged up regardless.
Yeah. And you want him at this time of year especially to be fighting for every extra yard. Last week, it was so hard to get a yard. So if he can – think about it. When you go to slide backwards like a baseball player, they mark you down where you begin your slide, where you lean backwards.
Right.
When you go forward,
Yep.
you get the yards where you go down. So that's probably a 5-yard difference. But a lot of players have said they think it's better for a quarterback to go head first because they don't take those bad shots where guys are chasing them from behind. And you see, how many times have you seen a quarterback get knocked out with his head slam off the ground because somebody hits him high, and it just leaves him open for more hits. But they say going head first, you're kind of leaning into your pads and your helmet, and you're just going in. You're more protected as opposed to sliding backwards. But either way, he's taking a beating. He runs a lot. The kid's got 140, 150 yards rushing in the playoffs so far. He's taking his shots. He's taking his lumps. And I think they're giving him his rest. But again, we'll see where he's at come the end of the week. But I don't think it's too much of a concern right now.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we get back, more on your calls. The phone lines are going crazy. 617-779-0985 is the number. Obviously, people want to talk about Drake May. They want to talk about the Patriots. They want to talk about the Super Bowl. I even see some people wanting to.
experts giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Burning through my system right now. It's almost as if someone injected it into my veins.
Oh, easy now.
Did you get the wrestling injected? Remember when Vince said he was going to inject? Anyways, we're having a great time. 617-779-0985. Cerrone, if you don't mind, the phone lines are going crazy. People want to talk about all types of things.
Let the people
let's
in.
go to the people. Let's go to Skip in a car. Skip.
Gentlemen,
What's up?
let's talk Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
1991. The Nature Boy drops in at like number 2 or 3, walks out with a world strap over his shoulder. Come on now. Woo!
Woo!
Tear in my eye.
Real quick correction. I believe that was 1992. And if I could tell a story really quick, that Royal Rumble is the best in my opinion. It's so good that one time I sat down my son Jordan and made him watch it. And Jordan was devastated that Ric Flair won. To the point, to this day, if I mention it, he gets upset. That kid's almost 18 years old.
Is he the most hated wrestler? Great wrestler?
I don't think so.
People like Flair, but a lot of people didn't like to see him win, if that makes sense. It's like the opposite of Hulk Hogan.
Right. I don't know. You know what? I should have asked my son, why does it burn you up so much that Ric Flair won that? And I'll call him during the break to find out what the deal is. But yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's go to Jay in Dorchester. What's up, Jay?
What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? Can you smell what the Patriots is cooking?
Yes, sir.
Hey, fellas, let me ask y'all a question, man. Who's the only quarterback in NFL history to beat 3 top 5 defenses in one playoff run? I'll wait.
Okay, appreciate it, Jay. We know the deal. Drake May.
Yeah.
It's funny how when the conversation about the Patriots, and let me be clear, do I think Drake May is the reason why they've done what they've done in the playoffs? No, I give more credit to the defense. The defense has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
But when anybody talks about Drake May, when anyone talks about the Patriots, they tend to forget to mention those defenses that they went up against. They bring up
purposely
leave it out. Absolutely.
And the fact that it was snowing in all 3 games.
Unbelievable.
But on the flip side of that, I'm glad he mentioned that. One thing a lot of people aren't talking about is the Seattle Seahawks. So they just saying, the Seahawks is a better team. They're just better. They're a heavy favorite. They should blow this team out. Like, when did they become the 99 Rams? Like, I completely missed that. For one, I think they've played 7 common opponents, so it's not like their schedule has been much harder. The reason their schedule looks hard is because of their 2 division games. They play San Fran and, of course, the Rams. Well, they've played the Rams. They've given up 85 points to the Rams this season. 85 points to one team in their division this season. Outside of that, they've had 7 common opponents. I mean, of course, the Niners outside of there, but they played the Saints. They played the Falcons. They played the Tennessee Titans, same opponents, Houston. But Drake May has defeated 3 top 5 defenses in this playoff run. First time in NFL history that's happened. You know how many teams, top 5 defenses, Sam Darnold has faced in his last 2 years? 1. Sam Darnold over 2 seasons, 2 full seasons, has faced 1 top 10 defense, and it was the Houston Texans this year. That is the only time since he's been a starter over the last few years that he has faced a top 5 defense. He has only faced 3 top 10 defenses in the last 2 seasons. He has played more games against the bottom 10 than he's played in the top 20 over the last 2 full seasons. You wonder why Sam Darnold came out of nowhere and lit it up in Minnesota last year? Easy schedule. Easy defenses. You gave him the best receiving group in the NFL, a mastermind on offense. You put him in the dome and gave him the easiest defensive schedule a quarterback could ever have, and he blew up. And then he goes to Seattle, and the same thing magically happens. He gets the easiest schedule for a quarterback in the league. He played one team in 2 years that's top 5 in defense. Drake May has played 3 of them in the last 3 weeks in the snow, by the way, and won them. And it's the last question I'm going to ask. I put this on Twitter. I'm going to ask the callers. You can call and answer if you want, but you already know it. You don't got to call. We know the answer. Would Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold be in the Super Bowl right now if Sam Darnold faced the Broncos, Texans, and Chargers defense in the snow? You know the answer. No, he would not be here. He would not have beaten the Texans in the snow. He would not have beaten the Chargers in the cold and wind. He would not have beaten the Denver Broncos in the snow. And you know it, and we all know it too.
Let's go.
If Drake May played San Fran in that beat-up defense and played the Rams in that beat-up defense in beautiful weather, he'd still be in the Super Bowl right now. It wouldn't have a shoulder issue.
Wow, 617-779-0985 is the number. George, if you would, because my computer is frozen, could you hit line 6 for me? Marcel in the car. Marcel.
What's up, guys? Love the show. Wish you guys were on more.
Appreciate it.
You kind of took the words right out of my mouth. The 2 best defenses that Sam Darnold has faced this year were the Vikings and the Texans. And in those games, he had 6 sacks, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, a fumble, and an average passer rating of 70. So I don't know. That sounds like he's going to be seeing ghosts if we play like we've been playing. So you guys can weigh in on that.
Appreciate it, Marcel.
And to add to that game, he mentioned the Vikings. The reason they won that game, that was when the Vikings put in their third-string quarterback, and I think he threw 4 interceptions and 2 pick-sixes in the first half of the game. That's how they won that game, and I think Sam Darnold, I don't think he had 150 yards passing that game. But, yeah, that's there it is. But no one's looking at that and just assuming that this is an electric offense and a dominant, oh, my God. No, they beat up on the same teams the Patriots played, and he's looked far worse against good defenses over the last couple seasons. He is who he is.
Let's take one more call before we go to break. Justin in North Andover. Justin.
Hey, guys. Love the show. First time, long time.
Appreciate it.
One of the things that I noticed over the last few games is that Drake May sliding, whether it's head first or feet first, it still looks like he's getting tackled by a phantom player that's not there. Can we get the Red Sox to come in and teach him how to slide either way?
Appreciate it, Justin. You know what? I can't disagree with Justin Cerrone. So
yeah, it looks sloppy.
So I'm assuming during the offseason and as he grows as a NFL quarterback, he'll work on that. He'll work on that for sure. But right now it is a little clunky.
Yeah, it is. And if you go back and watch any of his college highlights, just watch any of his games, when he scrambled, he never slid. He was wild with it. He would dive headfirst he was like Gronk. He would just jump into the pile. So he has to condition himself and train himself to slide, and I think that's going to happen over time. I do think more time he spends with McDaniels and these veteran guys around him, and the way his body feels after a full season, he's going to be like, I got to figure out how to get out of bounds, how to get down, and I don't want to end up like what happened with Jaden Daniels after his breakout season, or Bo Nix broke his foot scrambling out to the left or whatever. I think he'll figure out how to protect himself and realize he got to play the long game here if he wants to be around.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, more of your calls. Plus, let's talk about Seattle. Everyone talks about what the Patriots need to do. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of the Seattle Seahawks and figure out what they might be thinking, what they might want to do to try to beat our New England Patriots. We'll talk about that next. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Turn it up.
It's all about the game. Who's gonna make
Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
The team could say, you know what, we really haven't done a great job. We're in a great place. But, man, if they can put their best foot forward in the Super Bowl, sky's the limit. Who knows what could happen? A lot of people, a lot of shows have spent time, and rightfully so, breaking down how the Patriots could win this game, what they need to do, what they can't do. And so we don't want to do that right now. We'll probably do more of that next week. But, Cerrone, an interesting way, and you brung this up, I thought, was to try to put ourselves in the shoes of the Seattle Seahawks. And, Cerrone, in your opinion, just if we break down the team, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses, injuries? How can they win or lose this game coming up?
Well, you got to give them respect, just like we're asking for respect for the Patriots, regardless of their schedule. You got to respect them and what they did. They dominated the teams they were supposed to dominate on both sides of the ball. This is a top 3 offense. This is a top defense. They capitalized and they stomped out who they were supposed to stomp out. Mm-hmm. And their key player is their receiver, Jackson Njigba. I mean, he's tough. He's probably statistically the best receiver in football right now.
Yeah.
He's the man. Their leading touchdown guy was Charbonnet, though, the running back. And he got hurt, and he's done for the season, hurt his knee. So they had a 2-headed monster with him and Walker in the backfield. But Charbonnet had 12, 13 rushing touchdowns, something like that.
Yeah, 12.
So you're missing that key component. And Seattle didn't throw the ball a lot. They ran it more than they threw it, I believe. I think they were one of the bottom third in pass attempts, but they were one of the top teams in rushing attempts. They like to run the ball, but when they do throw it, you know where it's going. And he's been dominant. You saw him last week against the bad Rams defense. But you saw him last week light them up in a big-time spot. And they kind of, I think a lot of people are going on the most recent thing you saw. That, recency bias, whatever you want to call it. It was the most recent thing. So it's like, oh, my God, that's amazing. Compared to you saw the Patriots game where they couldn't get 10 yards. So that's why so many people are swayed one way or the other. But they led the league. Here's the thing, weakness. They led the league in turnovers. They fumbled it more than anybody else. And Sam Darnold led the league in interceptions. He also led all quarterbacks in fumbles. They turn it over. They were 31st, 32nd in turnovers. They give it away. They can be explosive at times when they go to that one receiver in Njigba. But you still have Cooper Kupp over there as a veteran. He'll get you 5-10 yards, even though when it's not a catch and he fumbled and it didn't hold to the ball. They should have called that. But he's a good player. He's going to move the chains. We know what he is. But outside of that, it all runs through Njigba. And Sam Darnold, you get pressure on him, he'll make mistakes. He turns it over a lot. He's going to fumble it. He's going to throw interceptions. But the defense is good enough to kind of get it back. I think they've had 18 interceptions or something like that. They get after it. They got like 45 sacks. And they don't give up a ton of sacks. They give up 25, 26 sacks a season. So they're a pretty balanced team. If I were them, I think the way they would attack it, they're going to do what they do. They're going to run the ball. The quarterback has an oblique injury. They're going to try and run it. They're going to manhandle you. And they're going to play action. They're going to try and find Njigba to make the big plays. They're going to find Cooper Kupp, and they're going to find their tight ends to move the chains. That's what they're going to do. They're going to attack the linebackers. They're going to try and run the ball. But without Charbonnet there now against a really good defense, I don't know how that's going to work out. And look, they're going to try to exploit the Patriots secondary, which I think is going to be a mistake. But I think when the Patriots do match up with this team, man, Gonzalez and Njigba.
Okay. Yep.
You got a guy. You got an all-pro guy. Okay, you want to throw to him 14 times? He can get 12 catches. He throws one pick, they're going to lose the game. You see what I'm saying?
Any safety help with Gonzalez, or you think it's just straight up?
You got to disguise it from time to time. I think scenario situation plays into it. But I'm not letting the other guys do anything. You can throw to him all day long. And this kind of leads me into a question I asked you during the week. Can teams led by a receiver win the Super Bowl? When the receiver is your best player on the field, what are the chances of you winning a Super Bowl? Can you win that way? And the answer I have for that is no, I don't think so. And I think we have, just go back the last 20, 30 years, when Megatron is the best player on the field, he can have a magnificent day. They're not going to win. When, I hate to bring up 07, Randy Moss is having Randy Moss type seasons. Mm-hmm. You take that away, then it's like, oh snap, what else are we gonna do? Also, now you got to rely on Lance Maroney. See the drop off. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's Dante Stallworth now. Like, whoa, what are we gonna do? Wes Welker had a magnificent day, but you still missed the big play because the big guy was gone. He was kind of taken out of the game. Patriots against the Eagles. Terrell Owens is probably the best receiver in the league that year. Even coming off an injury, he lit them up. Guess what? It wasn't enough. He was the best player. What else are we gonna do? Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, 2 Hall of Famers, played together. They only got 1. They couldn't get more than that. Larry Fitzgerald got to the Super Bowl on a 9-17. He did all he could, but that's all they had. He was the best player. He wasn't enough. And we've seen this, Cincinnati, Ocho and Hushmanzada. As good as they were, good defense, Ocho couldn't be a best player and you can't win. And, I hate to give Colin Cowherd a lot of credit on this, but receivers, they're not the cake, man. They're just the icing. They're not they're not the main part. You know what I'm saying? And I think when your best player is your receiver, and they're like, man, what are they gonna do about him? The kid can have 2 touchdowns and 100 catches, and they can get blown out. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Tyreek Hill, we seen him. Patriots take him away, and it's like, okay, it's Kelsey and then the other guys, but if you don't have Charbonnet with the 12 rushing touchdowns and, 1,000 total yards or offense, whatever he had, and you got to just rely on that one guy for 60 minutes, and you got to go against an all-pro, I'm not sure if the Seattle Seahawks can win that way over a full game.
Charbonnet sounds like a wine.
It does.
617-779.
He don't even need a first name.
0985 is the number. We're going to take a break. We have your Sports Hub headlines, and when we get back, more of your calls. Plus,
it's damn true.
Philadelphia Tiger Studios. This is Boston's home for sports. Touchdown! The flagship station of the Patriots, Bruins, the Celtics. WBCFM and HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, check it out. No Jaylen Brown, no problem for the Celtics. Peyton Pritchard led the way with 29 points and 8 assists as the Celtics beat the Kings 112-93. They'll take on the Bucks tomorrow at the Garden. Staying in the NBA, the league has suspended Paul George of the Sixers for 25 games for violating the league's anti-drug policy. In the NFL, Giants co-owner Steve, is it Tisch? Whatever it is, has responded to being named in the latest Epstein files. Part of what he said was that he and Epstein had a brief association where they exchanged emails about adult women, and in addition, they discussed movies, philanthropy, and investments. Moving on, according to sources, despite being in the Super Bowl, the Seattle Seahawks will go up for sale after the big game. Wonderful news, as Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams is cancer-free. Hallelujah, and will travel with the team to the Super Bowl. That's beautiful. Men's college basketball, BC and number 17, Virginia getting it on right now. Virginia's up 50-49 in the second half. Big game tonight as Brockton's own AJ DeBonsa and number 13 BYU will take on Darrell Peterson and number 14 Kansas at 4:30. WWE's Royal Rumble is going on right now as we speak, and tomorrow the Bruins and Lightning in the Navy Federal Credit Union Stadium Series. It's at Raymond James Stadium. That's the site, and the puck will drop at 6:30. Your Sports Hub headlines, because I still ain't over this cold. The Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by D'Angelo Grilled Sandwiches. You can't talk about D'Angelo without the steak and cheese or the number 9, a classic for a reason. Hot grilled steak, melty cheese, perfectly toasted bread. It's that sandwich you crave when you want something filling and satisfying. And with both steak and chicken options, there's something for everyone. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
I can hear the fireworks going off now. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone show. Man, good times. Monday Night Raw. Man, Attitude Era. Which I'm going to talk about wrestling and the entertainment report, so make sure you stick around for that. The number is 617-779-0985. And if you haven't learned by now, Cerrone and I, we are a show that's for the people. Cerrone, the phone lines are just, they're going. So let's get to the phones. Who's been on the longest? Let's go to Justin and Lynn. Justin, thank you for holding.
Hey, Leroy, I was wanting to know, so Drake May was having injury yesterday. He was also sick.
Yes.
That's why he wasn't at practice yesterday. And Mike Daniel said there was no setbacks. He should be okay. I just wanted to let you know that. I don't know if you heard that.
Appreciate it, Justin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We did hear about that. We talked about it.
He's sick and tired.
Yeah, he's sick and tired.
He got to go to bed.
He's sick and tired of the disrespect. All right, let's see who's been
Got to get
on.
off his phone for a few days.
Let's go to Daniel in Burlington. Daniel.
The date was November 23rd, 1994.
Okay.
When most people in this country were thinking about having turkey legs, I had myself a chicken wing. I had myself a cross-faced chicken wing. And I need Milt Williams to put Sam Darnold in the cross-faced chicken wing on Super Bowl Sunday and take him out.
Was that a Bob Backlund mention on the low?
Yo.
Oh, man.
My kids, I showed them YouTube clips of him, and they hollered with all the refs trying to get him off that dude, man. He hemmed up that fan like that. Yeah. And that hurts. If anybody's ever done that, man, that hurts. It hurts bad.
Cerrone, I talked to Jordan to find out why he was so upset that Ric Flair won the 1992 Royal Rumble. And Jordan said he just couldn't take that Ric Flair cheated the entire time. There was times he snuck out of the ring, and he was like, he shouldn't have won. Which kind of, it makes sense now why so many people hate on the Patriots. The Patriots are the Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. But you got to act like Flair.
You got to act like him. That's right.
You got to run your mouth. Just come out and embrace it.
Woo! You got to do it. Let's go back to the phones. Who's been on the longest? Let's go to James in the car. James.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'll go Ric Flair all week. I'm ready to run my mouth.
There you go.
I don't know how you can go into this game with pessimism over this playoff run. Every time the play to win the game or close the door has been needed, Drake May has made it. Who do you trust? If this game is close at the end of the game, who do you trust to make the play? Drake May or Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold started this season off fourth quarter, game-winning drive, fumble. Strip sack fumble by Nick Bosa. And then that Tampa game needed it, interception on the drive to win the game. Interception.
Appreciate it, James. Woo! Yes, Drake May does have winning DNA, but can I be honest, Cerrone? I'm still worried about Drake May taking care of the ball. The team, the offense, Drake May, they have been able to get away with wins despite him not being able to take care of the ball. But part of me says, I don't know if that's going to last forever. They could run into a game where that does cost them. It just hasn't so far in the playoffs.
But they're playing the one guy who is the worst in the league at taking care of the ball. What we've seen from Drake May in those first, the first two playoff games, the Rams and the Chargers and Houston, that's what they've been dealing with Sam Darnold all year. Drake May had a good stretch where he wasn't fumbling the ball. It was an issue early in the year, especially against the Steelers. Then he had 2 months of taking care of the ball, and then he played against a couple all-pro edge rushers who were getting to him in the snow, and he fumbled the ball. Last week, the Denver Broncos were the best pass rush in the NFL since the 85 Bears. That was the best pass rush in football. They didn't get to him. He took care of the ball in the snow. He did what he had to do. He didn't have the bad turnover, and he ran the ball a lot in that game. I think it was more of the opponent and the conditions that led to that, more of he's just being sloppy with the football. Because I saw a large sample size, 2 months worth of football, where he was not turning it over like that and was pretty good with the ball. But one thing I would say is, as bad as Drake May has looked, I've seen, Hayden Cam bringing up, well, he's as bad as Brad Johnson. He's Trent Dilfer or whatever.
That's horrible.
Yo, the dude has 550 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, and he's got 140 yards rushing in 3 games in the snow. Like what? Trent Dilfer, they said, yo, don't throw it. How about that? Just don't throw the football. Rex Grossman, they said, don't throw it. He has more touchdowns already than Cam Newton had his Super Bowl run.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But yet Cam Newton out here running his mouth, talking about easy schedules and fool's gold. You spell Sam Darnold wrong. There's your fool's gold on the other side. But, we'll get to that later.
Let's go to Jason in Derry, New Hampshire. Jason.
What's up, guys? So I got a hypothetical for you. Right now, in a vacuum, we're not building a team for 10 years down the road. There's no other guys on the roster. Yep. But going into the game 8 days from now, who would you take for your quarterback? Would you take May or Darnold right now?
Is this for him?
Man, what's the team? The Seahawks?
Is this a real question?
Man, they trade half their team for Drake May right now. They would never say it. They'd feel way more confident in winning this game with just about most quarterbacks besides Sam Darnold. I know they're hyping him up all week, but again, the guy led the NFL in turnovers. They're winning with him being in the way. So if they had a guy that didn't lead the league in interceptions, that didn't lead the league in fumbles, they'd be in a much better situation. And, shout out to him. He's making the plays when they have to. He's hurt. He's banged up. He carved up the Rams last week and kind of answered some of the lingering questions about him, and he's taking care of the ball, all those things. He lit it up. He did his thing. But like I mentioned last week, the great players are consistent. They do it every single week. And Sam Darnold, over his whole career, hasn't been able to put together a good stretch of football, except for when he's not playing a top 5 defense for 2 straight years in his career.
Let's go to Al in Dorchester. Al.
Guys, what's up?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, listen, I just want to say this. First of all, every game the Patriots have played, the defenses got better and they won. Okay? And the other thing is that the one defense that's getting left out of this, that's not getting any love, is the Patriots defense. That's a huge factor. The third thing is I think this game right here, this is going to be Drake May's best game in the playoffs right here. Alan Dorchester, remember that, his best game. The weather's nice.
Appreciate it, Al. Yeah, I hope so. I really do.
I think I wouldn't even debate it. I wouldn't even debate it. I think if they're coming out playing all that man defense and all that stuff, and I see numbers today, they're number 1 against the deep ball, the mid, the short stuff, whatever. Yeah, they're number 1 against playing against no wide receivers too.
Right.
But every time they play good ones, they've been destroyed. But I think he will have a good day. I think the Patriots in general, the team, finally playing a game where his skin doesn't feel like it's burning off their bodies. And it's not snowing and windy. Special teams, the punt game was bad last week. Yep. They missed field goals last week. To finally be on the field with the beautiful sunset and the warm temperaters, they're going to feel like they're let out of jail. Seattle's been in this type of elements.
But here's the unknown, Cerrone, for me. This is where I worry. Yeah, all that's true, but it's the Super Bowl. So we don't know how a young Drake May or other players on the team are going to react. Nerves and all that stuff.
I'm glad you said that.
Listen, it's the Super Bowl. It's the big game, baby.
Glad you said that. Guess which team has all the Super Bowl experience?
You're right. But still.
The coaching staff knows how to prepare for the week. They have the game plan down about the nerves, talking to this person, dealing with family, all the outside noise. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not going to the TMZ event over there. No, you're not doing this. Don't say that. Don't do this. Don't eat that. Don't do this. And you have players. Milton Williams was just in the Super Bowl last year.
Yep.
Carlton Davis won the Super Bowl. I think the Patriots have like 5, 6 guys that have been there, and their whole coaching staff has either played or coached in Super Bowls already. Seattle has like one dude on the whole organization that's been there.
I understand, but again, with Drake May being the quarterback, being the leader, being a significant part of the team, for this, first off, he's young, and for this to be his first time in the Super Bowl. We've talked about games with Drake May before. Oh, he started off the game a little bit too sped up. Oh, he was a little bit nervous. I still think once they blow the whistle it's going to be interesting to see how he handles the game. And it could go either way. I hope he's composed. I hope everyone that you mentioned that's on the team that has that experience is able to help him prepare for it, but you just don't know until kickoff.
I think that first quarter for both teams is going to be straight staring contest. I'm not expecting it's going to be like a Pro Bowl, like not lax defense, but mad vanilla and playing like, yo, let's just run the ball here. Let's just kick it back and forth to each other. And it's going to be, people are going to say, oh, it's boring. We're going to be talking about the Doomsday trailer and all that stuff. But I think as the game goes on, there was a lot of Patriots Super Bowls with Tom Brady early on. That Carolina Super Bowl was boring early on.
Yep.
It was mad boring. All of a sudden it exploded.
Yep.
Same thing with the Rams. It was like, okay, where's the greatest show on turf? The Eagles game was just two Titans going at it. But a lot of these games really take off in the second half. But I think the Patriots, once they settle in, I think they're going to realize they're playing with house money. There was no pressure on them. They were a 4-win team. They weren't supposed to be here. We just going to play football right now. We're going to go have fun. We here now. This is gravy. Whereas Seattle, Sam Darnold, this is it. This is it for him. If he don't succeed here, that's it. He's done. And I think it's different pressure on Seattle because of the expectations. But I think the Patriots settle in the second half of this game, and we'll get into that a little more.
Listen, the phone lines again. Patriot fans are fired up, as they should be, and they are firing up this phone line. So when we get back, more of your calls, and then we got to get on Belichick. We got.
local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
And all you guys are yelling about, oh, he cheated, he did this, he did that. Let me start with this Spygate. If we knew your signals and we knew your plays, we would have won 8 Super Bowls. I won 3. I went to 4. I won 3. They won 6. We would have won 8 to 10. Matter of fact, we would not have lost a game. We would have went undefeated multiple years if we knew your signals and your plays. We wouldn't have lost a game. Are you mad because his teams were smarter than your teams and we can adjust and we were prepared for anything you did? Are you upset about that? Scouts all over the league were in other people's stadiums filming, getting signals and doing all that. You can listen to the TV copy and you can get the signals and hear that was going on all over the league. But somebody told on somebody who told on somebody who told the league. So everybody had to stop doing it. Yeah, Bill took the fall. Did he stop losing games? I don't think so.
Willie the Hitman McGinnis.
Dr. Willie Dynamite.
I like that. Willie the Hitman McGinnis. The great Willie McGinnis on all of the Bill Belichick drama. Bill Belichick not being voted in as a first ballot Hall of Fame coach is just unbelievable. 617-779-0985 is the number. Phone lines are loaded. You guys stay there. I promise we're going to get to you. We appreciate you calling in. I even see there's some teenagers on the phone, which is crazy. We'll get to you guys. Please stay. But Cerrone, we got to talk about this really quick. When I found out that Bill Belichick was not going into the Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer, part of me was shocked, but then the other part of me was like, well, this is life. This is the world we live in. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, hey, politics is everywhere. At work, in your industry, even at home. All this stuff happens. People play favorites, who they like, who they don't like, who makes them feel comfortable, who doesn't.
What clicks are cool with what other clicks.
And if I can really be transparent, one of the things that people, when they call in, what we hear a lot, and we appreciate this so much, people say, hey, guys, hey, I wish you guys were on more X, Y, and Z, and we appreciate that. Mm-hmm. First, I got to say thank you to the Sports Hub for the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Cerrone and I have been doing this. Cerrone, are we closing in on 20 years? Maybe? At least 15?
Yeah, I say that was, the idea came on my son's birthday. That was what, 07?
Woo! Good
MySpace. Just put it like this. It was on MySpace and we started doing it.
And so dealing in the Boston sports scene, one thing that we both can speak to, and Cerrone, tell me if I'm wrong, part of the reason why it's been a struggle is because the powers that be may not feel comfortable. They're like, you know what? They're really not a part of the clique, the crew that's been around for years and all that. Again, thank you to the Sports Hub for the opportunity. We appreciate it. And it's not that we're going to cry about it. It's the way the world works.
Right. You take it and keep moving.
But the difference is when it comes to Belichick, normally this stuff happens behind the scenes and you don't see it. You don't, whatever.
Yeah, you don't know.
This happened on Front Street, and the nerve of the people who voted against him. Cerrone, I can talk.
Unmitigated call.
I can talk about this for days. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame. But Cerrone, what were your thoughts when you found out that he wasn't going in?
It confirmed what we've thought. We keep asking, how does a safety that has better numbers than Troy Polamalu, Brian Westbrook,
yes,
and John Lynch, with a handful of Super Bowls, one of only 2 players in the history of the sport with 30 interceptions and 30 sacks, a strong safety with more sacks than the best defensive end in football right now, is not in the Hall of Fame. We wonder why Adam Vinatieri, the greatest player in his position's history, has to fight to get in the Hall of Fame. or why a team that won 6 Super Bowls in 20 years only has 2 players in the Hall of Fame, while everybody who played for the Dallas Cowboys from 1990 to 2002 is in the Hall of Fame. Everybody's in the Hall of Fame on them teams. Willie McGinnis is the all-time leader in sacks in playoff history with 3 Super Bowls. If he had a Steelers helmet and a Cowboys helmet, he would have been in the Hall of Fame. They would have put him in for winning and postseason dominance. Julian Edelman is, 3rd, 4th all-time in playoff catches, touchdowns, all the things, whatever. He ain't in. He's got a handful of Super Bowls. Gronk will get in. Brady will get in, because if they don't, the place will burn to the ground. But there's a lot of players who contributed to winning. The whole Steelers organization's in the Hall of Fame from the 70s, even though the whole team admitted they was on steroids at the time. They're all in because they were blue blood teams. If you're a Steeler, you're in. If you're a Packer, you're in. If you're a Cowboy, you're in. If you play for Washington under the old name, you're in. But this Patriots team, they kept moving the goalposts. They done had multiple dynasties. And over a 20-year run, all you can find me was two Hall of Famers? 2?
Yeah.
But you got Marv losing Levy in the Hall of Fame. He ain't won nothing. You put Marv Levy in, who lost every Super Bowl he was in. Half that Bills team is in the Hall of Fame. Bill Polian, I mentioned to you this year on the phone. Every team Bill Polian worked for has like 6 Hall of Famers. They found a way to put Carolina Panthers in the Hall of Fame. There's more players from the Panthers in the 90s that are in the Hall of Fame than the Patriots teams that won Super Bowls over the last 20 years. That makes no sense. The Bills got a ton of guys in. He put everybody that played for the Colts in 2000s in the Hall of Fame for losing. But yet the Patriots, we kept wondering, like, man, how come they're not putting these guys in? Oh, if they won't put Bill Belichick in, then these other guys don't have a shot. But I'm glad that they've been exposed for this, because now, as these Patriot players' names keep coming up, they're going to have to now go by the numbers. They got to go by the winning. They can't be biased, and now you get called out for it.
Right.
And it's sad that I understand I'm not the biggest Bill fan. Bill's unanimous Hall of Fame candidate.
Yep.
He's the most unanimous coach in probably pro sports for the Hall of Fame, and they did that man dirty, and I'm glad that Patriot Nation is kind of circling the wagons for Bill, and kind of they're embracing the fact that they are the villains and they're all coming together in support of him.
The ones that kept him out made it personal, and it should have been business. He should have been in. But I also want to say this, Cerrone. Patriot fans.
Man, I'd be naming every cheating. I would have named names all week. I'd have been dropping dimes all over the place.
Let me get these 2. Jimmy Johnson. Already out there talking about how people would cheat. He was saying that during Spygate.
Yeah, he sure did. He said his first job in Kansas City was to film other teams' practices.
People just brushed it away. But this is the point I want to make before we go to break. If you look at today's team and you hear how much disrespect this team is getting, I hope you understand that a good portion of it, a good reason why they are getting the disrespect, it's still leftover hate from the Belichick-Brady era. It is so clear. They keep moving they're not great. This is the worst team to get into the Super Bowl. This X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, the worst quarterback. Dude's first team All-Pro, and they say he's the worst quarterback.
Unfortunately, too many people with platforms, with loud mouths, can't let go of their personal feelings when it comes to the Patriots as an organization. Forget Bill, he's not here anymore. Forget that Tom Brady's not here anymore. Simply the logo is enough to make people hate on the team.
And the reason for this is the Patriots aren't the traditional blue blood team. It's that simple. The Dallas Cowboys could have been in the middle of the Super Bowl with a camcorder on Michael Irvin's helmet. Nobody would have cared, because it's the Cowboys. Yeah. Even though there's documentaries out on how dirty they was, even though Jimmy Johnson is saying that was common practice. Yeah, we did it too. The Cowboys cheated in the 90s, according to y'all. They cheated. The Denver Broncos, they cheated. They all did it. But because the Patriots aren't the Steelers, the Packers, the Cowboys, or the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins, they get this type of hate. And it's kind of like, well, they came out of nowhere. They're not They have a fan base. Like, what do you mean the team's based in New England? Boston. What do you mean there's no Boston sports fans? Stop. Cut it out with that. They treat them like they don't belong. You're not in the same class as the Steelers, as the losing Chicago Bears. They don't put them in the same category. So when they win, it's like it's got to be a reason why they must have cheated. Oh, the schedule is easy. Oh, they got lucky. You got Rob Parker saying Brady shouldn't even be in the Hall of Fame because he's the luckiest quarterback of all time.
Wow.
He's still holding on to it. And the other part, we've mentioned this before, when the networks now are so full of ex-players from the 2000s, you're going to get analysis that's a little slanted. When everybody on all the major networks played against that team, lost against those teams, oh, they're lucky. Oh, they got lucky. It's easy. Oh, they must have cheated. That's the only way they beat the Steelers. We beat the first time, they beat the second time. Well, you the fool for keeping the same signals. That's your fault. But when you have a lot of that on national TV and a lot of these guys running these, not running networks, but the big face on these networks, they're going to have a lot of biases. And you got your Stephen A's. He's from New York. He worked out of Philadelphia. He ain't ever going to pick a Boston team to win anything. He's not. He's a New Yorker. He's not going to do it. But it is what it is, and you just have to embrace it.
Politics, man. That's what it comes down to. And we're seeing it live and direct. All right, we got to take a break. The phone lines are still going, 617-779-0985. We will get back to you. We're going to talk to you. Keep them coming in. I try every single Saturday to be perfect, but I'm not perfect. But here is Mr. Perfect. It's 985 The Sports Hub. For the record, I still spit my gum out and slap it like Mr. Perfect.
Now. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports. 98.5 The Sports Home.
The Leroy and Cerrone Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub. George, don't turn that down. I'm somewhere right now. I'm time traveling. Goldberg's entrance, top 3 entrances in wrestling history, hands down. Oh my God, this is getting to me. You might have to turn it off because we got a show to do.
Yeah, I got a question.
All that like a dragon.
Go ahead, Cerrone. What's up?
I got a question for y'all, and call us too. You call in and let us know. Wrestling, we grew up wrestling. It was different, 80s, 90s, or whatever. Mm-hmm. A lot more characters with backstories and mysterious things about them. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's the biggest thing lacking from wrestling today? You think I feel it's personal. Mm-hmm. There's too many guys with just their regular names and tights on. There's no mystery.
Yeah, the storyline could be better. Storylines.
A lot of these guys with parts unknown. They special abilities.
From parts unknown.
Everybody had a story. You had dirty cops. It didn't matter. They were from magical places with special abilities. Yeah. And it's like now coming to the ring, we got Danny Brown, y'all. Danny Brown coming in the ring, and he's like world champ Danny Brown, and he's playing regular music. Like, yo, that's a song from the radio.
But
where's the characters?
Yeah, I know.
Like, there's no characters. They just regular people.
It reminds me, we got hit up. Somebody was asking for, oh my God, what's his name? Coco Beware music.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I need y'all to hear me. Please do not get mad. As a African-American man, Coco Beware is top 5 most embarrassing African-American characters in wrestling history. Number 1.
Yeah, you don't even gotta say it.
Was freaking Kamala. Get that clown out of here.
Yo, and I think he was really from like Birmingham.
Out there slapping his belly and not being able to talk. And had to be directed. Get out of here. Anyway, 617-779-0985 is the number.
I'm looking at a picture of him now.
Yo. The worst. Turn it off, George. I don't want to hear that mess. Let's go to the phones. People have been waiting patiently. Who's been on the longest? Let's go to Marcel in Taunton. Marcel.
Should he use his real name?
What's up, man? Why your voice so deep?
Yeah. That's the way it is.
Hey,
listen, last week I called you guys, right?
Uh-huh.
It's great hearing you guys, but what today is like a lot of people underestimating Donaldson. I look in that man's eye, and he's finally developed into that starting quarterback. And one thing I got to say about the Patriots, they cannot play zone. They have to. The defense is going to win this game for the Patriots because Drake's shoulder is a little messed up. But a lot of people are underestimating Sam. This is his year, and I hate it. I love the Patriots, and I'm going with the Patriots to win. But don't underestimate Sam.
Appreciate it, Marcel. Sam Darnold, he has done his thing. He's done a great job at helping his team get to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I just find it funny when it comes to the Patriots. It feels like every week during the playoffs we've been told don't underestimate the other guy. I get it.
And then come Monday, they're lucky because they played that guy.
First round, okay, I get it. Yeah, really good quarterback. And no one really said don't underestimate him. Pro Bowl quarterback. Second round, Come on, y'all. We saw the picture
Pro Bowl quarterback
of everybody on ESPN choosing the Texans. Yep. But then when they win, the C.J. Stroud's terrible. And then
they only won because he was bad.
Right. And then last week, don't act like at least half the people you heard it from, maybe a little bit more.
70%.
Was saying, look out for Jarrett Stidham. Who was it that said when Jarrett Stidham and Drake May are on
when he plays his best?
When he plays his best, there's no difference.
He's better. There's no difference between
They beat the Broncos, and then all of a sudden, it's the weather, and it was just
because of Jarrett Stidham.
Now here we are, heading into the Super Bowl, and it's look out for Sam Darnold. And I'm not disrespecting him. Again, I think Sam Darnold did what he had to do to help his team. They're in the Super Bowl for a reason. You have to respect that. But it's just a narrative that keeps happening week after week, and I just find it curious.
You out of all the quarterbacks they're going to face this playoff run, the one with the turnover issues is Sam Darnold.
Oh, my God. Let's go to Mike in Wilburn. Mike.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Thank you for holding, too.
Oh, no worries. Hey, listen, I know you brought up Bob Backlund earlier. Mm-hmm. Do you know I have never donated politically in my life except to one person, and that was Bob Backlund, who waylaid me in the parlance of Gorilla Monsoon at a wrestling show in the Garden and basically demanded that I donate to his presidential campaign or face the cross-face chicken wing. That was the easiest $20 I ever spent. I have a picture of him somewhere too. Absolute lunatic.
Appreciate it, Mike. Let's go to...
I would have paid too.
Let's go to Declan in Wilmington. And Declan, are you... Wait a minute. Are you 13?
Ashton was the best in the first half. Ashton?
Declan!
Hey, I just want to talk about Borregales. How do you feel about him going into the Super Bowl?
Good question.
I believe you said Borregales. Cerrone?
Good question. I'm confident in him. I think with clear conditions... It's kind of like with Vinatieri. You don't realize what you got until you need him late in games.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't realize he was a Hall of Fame until you needed him. Borregales has been a major surprise for this team, and I think he's going to play a huge role in them winning this game, just like he's played a huge role in them winning all season. That's a great call and a great point by you. Special teams is going to be a factor like it's been in every Super Bowl the Patriots have been a part of. Good call by you.
Oh, man, Declan. Calling in. That's what's up. Keep the calls rolling. 617-779-0985 is the number. There's more calls. We're going to get to you guys next. He's Cerrone Battle. I'm Leroy Irvin, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
When we started this thing in Miami, I ran out of WWF clips to show them about the Road Warriors. So the next thing I could think of was that movie clip. And that's what we went with. And it's amazing.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Leroy Irvin, Cerrone battle, the Leroy and Cerrone show. Mike Rabel, he knows about wrestling too. See, he's the head coach of the New England Patriots, but he's just like you and I. Good old Saturday mornings. Them nights when a pay-per-view would be available, but your parents are like, they ain't paying for it. So you go to the cable box and start holding down the buttons. I wish I remembered the combo.
Yeah, it was the vertical. You had to get the vertical hold right, the V hold just right, and you can make out the fight. Man, we ain't never had pay-per-view.
Some of y'all were doing that for some other things too. But we're gonna leave that alone because the children love the show. We had my man, young Declan. That sounds like a show. Young Declan.
It does.
He called in
animated series
with a great question. And right now we have Sadie, who I also believe is 13. Sadie and Woburn. Sadie, what's going on?
Hi, I had a question. Like, what do you guys think about the Patriots and like Drake May if they're gonna like make it to the Super Bowl?
First off,
Daddy's raising it right.
God bless you, Sadie. God bless the children. Sadie, as a Patriots fan, obviously I'm leaning towards the Patriots winning the game. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put that to the side as best as possible. I think it's going to be a tight game, and I personally have the Patriots winning 28-23. Cerrone, God bless the kids. But Cerrone, how do you feel?
I think if you look at everything across the board, look at the injuries on the offensive line of the Seahawks. Those guys losing Charbonnet, that's equivalent to the Patriots losing Ramondre Stevenson. They have an elite wide receiver, but I think the Patriots have more of a balanced team with their multiple receivers, deep playability, speed, two-headed monster running backs, and they have a defensive line that's playing elite right now, and a secondary that's really tough to beat. So if you have a good receiver, there's a good chance he's going to have a long night. And you have a quarterback who, in Sam Darnold, has turned the ball, as good as he's had, has turned the ball over more than any other quarterback in football. He's fumbled the most. He's thrown the most interceptions. And because of those factors, and the Patriots aren't playing in inclement weather, and they've already been battle tested against elite defenses. They win this game, this will be the fourth top 5 defense that this team has beaten in one playoff run, which has never happened. They're 9-0 on the road, so they can play in any conditions anywhere. And I think in this nice weather, they're going to feel like they're let out of jail. And even if it starts raining in San Francisco, I think this team will be more equipped to handle this.
So, Cerrone, are you saying the Patriots are road warriors?
Oh, I like that.
You see what I did right there? Let's go to Bob in Boylston. Bob.
Hey, boys. How you doing today?
Doing good, and thank you for holding.
Oh, no problem. I got a couple of, wrestling, right?
Yeah.
So as a kid, I used to go to, my grandfather would take me to hockey practice in like the late 70s, early 80s. So late 60s, early 70s. And we would go home, we'd watch wrestling, then we'd watch roller derby.
Yep.
Which was awesome. But and then we would watch Wide World of Sports in the days of 3 channels when you had to get up and change it.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, there's so many great wrestling moves. Like I'm the only boy. I have 4 younger sisters, so the scissor hold was a great move to put on my sisters. And the figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah.
But I got one story about Kamala. I went to a wrestling match in Rhode Island. That's where I'm from. And at the Civic Center, in any venue, the whole stands, the aluminum stands, they can push them back and they can pull them down for events, right? So there was 3 dudes in front of me, and they were getting all the swill from the beers. And when Kamala was going underneath to go to the locker room, They threw a full beer into his face, and no word of a lie. He was so pissed that he grabbed one arm on the railing of one section and put his hand on one of the stairs, and he shook it. And there was people in the stands. It was like an earthquake. I never seen it. And the Providence cops wouldn't even go near him because he was really angry.
Appreciate it, Bob. Let's go to Peter in Plymouth. Peter, what's going on?
So 2 quick things. I got another Kamala, little known fact.
Yeah, go ahead.
Believe it or not, the very first person to ever body slam Andre the Giant was Kamala, and he didn't do the jump before like Hogan did.
Okay.
He actually lifted him up. I trained at Killer Kowalski for years, and they made you learn the history of wrestling, and that was one of the little known facts. Secondly, quick thought. I want your thoughts. Everybody keeps saying that this is Darnold's time because he's got the experience. All this. The only experience he has is losing in big games. So why is it his time, not Drake May? Like, I'm a Patriots fan, diehard, day one, and that's one argument that I just don't understand how people can throw out there because it doesn't make sense. If you have failed so much, timing doesn't mean anything. It's skill and whether or not you're ready.
Appreciate it, man. Man, that's a hard one. I don't know how to even answer that one. Why?
It's the Patriots. Yeah, that's why.
No, I just didn't want to repeat.
If it was anybody but the Patriots, they would not be riding with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that's true.
No one would be putting money on Sam. If they were playing C.J. Stroud, the Texans, they would not be putting money on Sam Darnold. They would be saying, "What is he going to do against the Will Anderson and the edge rushers in Texas with the oblique injury? Could C.J. Stroud do enough? All those things. Yep. Nobody would be. If it was the Denver Broncos, it'd be Jarrett Stidham against the Seahawks defense. And they would be laughing at the fact of Sam Darnold outplaying the Denver Broncos defense in a pass rush that had like 70 sacks or whatever it was. No one would be riding with Sam Darnold, but because the Patriots, it's because they can't give you an explanation why. So they simply say, well, it's his time.
Yeah.
He's earned it. He's put it's his time now.
That reminds me of something else that we got to talk about when we get back. But let me take Mike and Nate before we take a break. Mike.
Hey, guys. Big fan.
Appreciate it.
The fact that Bill Belichick isn't a first-ballot Hall of Famer is disgusting. And to see where this Hall of Fame has been with the amount of people that haven't gotten in, like Terrell Owens wasn't accepted in the Hall of Fame because he was poor to the media. And this is the type of stuff we're doing with Bill Belichick. The guy is undisputably the best head coach of all time.
Appreciate it, Mike. Again, I think it comes down, it's politics.
It is.
It really, really does. And this one thing before we go to break. Cerrone, I believe social media plays a huge part in this. And the reason why I say that is because social media has made a lot of us feel like we have to express our opinion. We have to have impact on everything. We have to do something to get attention on us. And I feel like those that were voting couldn't put their personal feelings to the side and being able to have attention on them, even though they're not going to be exposed. But it's kind of like, hey, I have an opportunity to do something to cause some type of attention. And they did it with Bill Belichick.
I did that.
I
did that.
Yep.
No one's going to know, but I know personally, I'm the one. They're telling everybody at their little parties.
Yep.
I did that. And that's you hit the nail on the head.
Let's take a quick break. When we get back, more of your calls, the entertainment report, and
This is the home of the AFC champion New England Patriots.
He's got the first down.
WBC FM and HD Boston 98.5. The Sports Hub is the Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, so there was no Jaylen Brown last night, but no problem for the Celtics. Peyton Pritchard, led the way with 29 points and 8 assists as the Celtics beat the Kings 112-93. They'll take on the Bucks tomorrow at the Garden. Staying in the NBA, the league has suspended Paul George of the Sixers for 25 games for violating the league's anti-drug policy. In the NFL, a Giants co-owner, Steve, I should have looked how to say his last name. I think it's Tisch. I could be wrong. Has responded to being named in the latest Epstein files. Part of what he said was that he and Epstein had a brief association where they exchanged emails about adult women, and in addition, they discussed movies, philanthropy, and investments. Moving on, according to sources, despite being in the Super Bowl, the Seattle Seahawks will go up for sale after the big game. Wonderful news. This is really, really good. Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams is cancer-free, and he will travel with the team to the Super Bowl. We got to pause for a second on that one. That's beautiful news. Men's college basketball, BC lost to number 17, Virginia, 73-66. Big game tonight. as Brockton's own, or this afternoon. AJ DeBonsa and number 13 BYU will take on Darrell Peterson and number 14 Kansas at 4:30. WWE's Royal Rumble is going down today. It's actually going down right now in Saudi Arabia. And tomorrow, the Bruins and Lightning in the Navy Federal Credit Union Stadium Series. Raymond James Stadium is the site, and the puck will drop at 6:30. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Loss. No risk, all rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. Let me repeat that. Get 100% of your money back. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Leroy Irvin. Leroy and Cerrone. We'll be right back.
As Aka got knocked down, here's McAvoy bringing back out toward the blue line. 10 seconds to go. McAvoy down the right circle, trying to get it in front. Hubble, they score! Pavel Zacha with the game winner, and the Bruins win it in overtime, 3-2.
Every Bruins game on 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Sports Hub app. We're back with more Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
If you grew up in the 80s or the 90s and you loved wrestling, your inner child just woke up. It really did. I miss this music. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub, the Leroy and Cerrone Show. 617-779-0985 is the number. We're going to get back to the phone lines in a little bit. Phone lines are going crazy. We love you guys. We appreciate the love and support. Before we do that, though, it's time for the Entertainment Report. All right, sad news as actress Catherine O'Hara has passed away at the age of 71. A lot of us remember her as the mother in the movie Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin, who was the lead actor and played her son Kevin in Home Alone, posted on Instagram, with the caption reading, "Mama, I thought we had time. I wanted more. I wanted to sit in a chair next to you. I heard you, but I had so much more to say." Staying in Hollywood suffered another loss as Grady Wilson, who played the character Lamont on the classic television show Sanford & Son, has passed away too at the age of 79 from complications related to cancer. Rest in peace to them both. Unbelievable. Moving on, Wonder Man is a new Marvel series on Disney+, and all I've seen and read is nothing but praise for the series. I can't wait to check it out. Cerrone, have you seen it? Have you checked it out?
It's nothing that made me want to watch it.
Wait, but I'm everywhere I've looked, they're like, no, really, stop and go check this out. This
is it
really
okay? Are all the episodes available? Am I gonna have to watch this for 9 weeks?
All the episodes. It's 8 episodes, I believe, and they're all available.
All right, I just watched. What was that? His and Hers.
Yeah. Okay.
I might be overstating it.
Uh-huh.
Is that one of the best twist endings you've ever seen?
I want to talk about it so bad.
Without saying yes or no. You don't got to give details.
Yes.
Is it one of the great twist endings you've ever seen?
But if you watched it with me, and Tina, my wife, will vouch for this, I kind of thought that person was involved early in the movie. But I wasn't.
Same. I didn't see the first, I think, 2 episodes. Uh-huh. So once I started watching my wife last night, I just sat there, couldn't stop. We both just finished it. I thought it and said, no, maybe no. But yeah, it's one of the cooler endings. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah, I'll give Wonder Man a shot, I guess.
Give Wonder Man a shot.
Looks horrible.
Apparently. No, that's what I thought too. But
that Marvel bias out there. They told me, never mind.
Right. And finally, we've mentioned already the Royal Rumble is going down today. And I believe it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we mentioned that the WWE 2K game cover art had been released. Well, the latest cover will have CM Punk on it. But if what I'm hearing is true, get ready to dig deep in your pockets. The game will start at $69. That's not a shock. But the premium editions could cost up to $150. I can't do it. I can't spend that type of money. And I want it too. I want the Attitude Era edition one. I want the Monday Night War Edition one. But $100.
But are you just doing it for the cover art, for a cover that you don't even own?
Pretty much. Oh, that's a good point. Like, can you get...
Like, why are you paying extra for the exclusive cover if it's a digital download?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they have some extra things in the game, but I would love to have an actual copy of the game.
Yeah, you can go. You can. I told my kids I'm gonna start doing that, and I think GTA 6, whenever that does come out, might be the first one I do it with. Well, I'm gonna buy the actual hard copy of the game so I can own it. That way, Xbox, PlayStation can't say, "Oh, it's not available on our store no more."
Right.
And I can still go back and play. There's so many games that I've purchased online that I can't access no more because contract issues or whatever, they're not available. So I'm gonna go back to buying the hard copy, and they right there in Target and Best Buy and everywhere else, Walmart, and I'm gonna start buying the hard copies of these games.
There it is, and that's your entertainment report. Again, the number is 617-779-0985. You're listening to Leroy and Cerrone on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Let's get back to the phones. Joe, he's in West Virginia. He's been waiting for a minute. Joe, we appreciate you. Joe.
Brother Leroy, I'll tell you what, Brother Cerrone and Brother George, I'm going to let Brother George and Brother Cerrone off the hook. I'll give you 3 guesses so the first 2 don't count. But Brother Leroy, another rollicking ruckus show. You got me going, I tell you. I'm a wrestler from the 60s.
Okay.
Smasher Sloan from Parts Unknown. I used to think he was in the Federal Witness Protection Program. And as soon as I hang up the phone, I'm ready to run over my brother's house and 1 street over, like Randy Macho Man Savage from the top of the sofa right down on him.
Yeah, you know what, Joe? I can identify with you. My brothers, Daniel and Matthew, they know I used to come off my father's dresser. I used to jump off the top and come down on them with the elbow.
Too much. You got me laughing so hard I'm crying. Hey, later on. Hey, Pat's headed for Glory Land. Keep the faith.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Joe. Let's go to Paul in Rhode Island. Paul, thank you for holding.
Thank you for taking my call. Great show as always.
Appreciate it.
I am going to go with this route. Belichick, he paid his price, whether it was with millions. Brady paid his price with the suspension. We were serviced a sentence. We paid the price. Now, I have to say, do you understand why 60% of America hates us? That it's media, it's people, it's fans. You know, everybody's on our case because we have to take the Super Bowl for Robert Kraft. We must take the Super Bowl for Robert Kraft because the man is 80-something years old. And this is the last. I don't care about the revenge from the last time. This is for Robert Kraft. And I am going to say it again. Whether he joins his wife when he's ready in the heavens, I am going to tell you, we're going to win this game.
Appreciate it, Paul. Hey, go Pats. There's a game to be played, though. We still have to see what happens. But, yeah, of course, we all want the Patriots to win. We really do. And like we said in the beginning of the show, Cerrone, he said, you know why all the hate, the media and whatever? Hey, we get it. It's been going on for decades. George, if you would, I need you to pull up that NWO music. Because like we said in the beginning of the show, it's just time to embrace being the heel.
Yeah.
Patriots fans, Patriots players, the organization, embrace being the heel. Enough is enough.
You're standing in the middle of the ring and they're all just throwing food at you in cups. And you just stand there. You come out and they just hit you with sodas and beer. And you just stand there and take it and then just jump whoever's in the ring and walk out.
That's right.
That's the mentality when you come out. When they come out next Sunday, they're going to be a lot of boos. They're playing right down the street from the Seahawks. Home city. You're going to hear it. But, hey, you got to embrace it. And you go out there and send a message and try and win it. Not just for Robert Kraft. You're trying to win this one for Bill. They disrespected him.
All right, let's go to the team. Is this Julie in Canton? Julie?
How you doing, fellas?
Oh, what's going on, man?
I'm good. So it's July.
July, okay.
Yeah, but I got a quick question for you. It's kind of a two-parter. So this one is, our strength is our interior, of our defensive line, and their weakness is the interior of their offensive line. We all know stationary quarterbacks, once they get that pressure in the face, they kind of get, a little frantic and start seeing ghosts, as Darnold might say. So do you believe Sam Darnold might be able to make enough off-script plays to be able to win? And do you believe, since the Seahawks play a lot of zone coverage, Drake May, he loves zone coverage. Do you believe that's our key to victory?
Appreciate it, July. Cerrone, if you would.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you pay Milton Williams. This is why you pay him. This is why you wait for Christian Barmore to be 100% healthy. These are the key guys here. And don't forget, you got Landry, he'll have 3 weeks off of rest to be at 100%. Hopefully he goes. And Kasam's heading for a major payday. So you got 4 hungry guys on the D-line out there trying to make noise. But Milton Williams and Christian Barmore just destroyed the best offensive line in football last week. They made C.J. Stroud look like a backup quarterback, and they were all over Justin Herbert. They will do the same thing to Sam Darnold, and it comes down to how fast they get to him and the coverage downfield if they can make plays. They're going to make plays offensively, but you have to make more, and you have to make Darnold uncomfortable. If he is uncomfortable, the Seahawks have no shot at winning this game. If Drake May is uncomfortable, the Patriots can still win because we've seen it 3 weeks in a row. That's the difference.
I've mentioned this before. We had, I believe it was Sadie that called in, and then we had our boy Declan, 2 youngins. God bless the children, and on the phone right now. Apparently, there's a young man, he's 12. His name is Manny, and he's Declan's friend. You know what? Manny, what's going on, Manny?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Me and Declan are hanging out right now, and we just wanted to ask you guys a question. Do you guys think Drake May's shoulder injury is going to impact the game, or do you guys think that Drake May is going to throw for like 500, 400 yards in this game and go absolutely off and throw 4 touchdowns?
Cerrone, you got it. I get emotional with the kids. God bless you, Manny, Declan, Sadie, all the children out there that listen. Man,
we hope that his shoulder is not going to bother him during the game. I think he'll be fine, but time will tell. We'll see in a week. But as far as going off, I think if he throws for 400 yards, that means they're losing, and he has to bring them back. He has to have the big game, almost like in Baltimore, where he did 300-yard game we were all looking for. If Drake May throws for 200 yards but has 3-4 touchdowns either on the ground or in the air combined, whatever, the Patriots are in good shape and they have a good chance of winning. So, yeah, I think he's capable of a typical Drake May going off type game, 250, 270 yards, 3-4 touchdowns, big gains on the ground. I think he absolutely will. It's going to come down to how they play defense on the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, we got to take a break. God bless the babies.
The babies.
Oh, my God.
The future.
Thank you all for everyone who's called in. When we get back, all the crying and commotion going on about football is just out of control. And more of your calls. 617-779-0985. It's the Leroy and Cerrone Show on your favorite 985 The Sports Hub.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Yeah, look, I mean, the conditions are what they are. I mean, both teams were playing in it, so I think we only had a handful of plays in the third quarter when we were going into the win that way, and in the fourth quarter, it was just back and forth, and trying to make plays. So, like I said, the conditions are what they are. I mean, both teams had to do it. So,
own show. That was Jarrett Stidham talking about the weather. He's not making any excuses, but I'm going to try to be calm, Cerrone.
No, don't. Why?
Because I don't want to. I don't want to pop a vessel. I really don't.
Stuff you drinking in it got you.
Celsius is delicious, absolutely delicious. Cerrone, not everybody. There's been a lot of people talking about that the AFC championship game should have been in a dome. No more outdoor football games. Domes are taking over the NFL. And I have never been so disgusted with so-called football fans in my life. You know, I had tweeted out, you can follow me, Boston L. Irvin. I had tweeted out, at first I thought maybe, you know what, the people saying that it should be indoors, maybe they never competed on any level. But then I said, even if that's true, you mean to tell me you never had recess? You never played outside with your friends? Because even when you're young and you're a little kid, we used to play football every recess. Shout outs to the Daniel Butler School, everybody I went to school with in elementary school. Mm-hmm. It was serious. We took it serious. We had our little hutch, Miami Dolphins football or the Chicago Bears football. I remember that. And every recess we went out there and we got busy. But when we went out for recess and there was snow.
Oh, it took it to another level.
We was like, oh, snap, here we go. Why? Because as a competitor, for me, it's about the adjustments. It's about the game within the game, within the game, within the game. Mm-hmm. How do you not love football being a part of the elements or the elements being a part of football? Who are these people?
Gambling.
But like, even with that, shouldn't that make gambling more exciting?
No, well, it makes it harder. There's no guaranteed money. You got this guy getting 7+ catches, and that's out the window now because it started snowing in the second half. So people just threw their phone up in the air like, oh, there that goes. It's out the window. I took the over.
Cerrone, I was so disgusted by people saying that was an ugly game, and I get it. The average, maybe person that watches football in passing, okay, I get it. You want to see points. But for me, points are great, but it's not all about points. It's about the back and forth. It's about the struggle. It's about trying to figure out how to break through. And the snow just added more to the game. Forget the fact that it's beautiful to look at. It's something different. It pops on the TV screen. But man, how is that not what people want? That is beautiful. Oh, the Patriots, all these teams, they have an advantage and blah, blah, blah. You know what we didn't hear, Cerrone? Which is, watch this, y'all. Y'all talk about elements and just nature. How come no one says the Broncos have an advantage with the high altitude and it's not fair?
Right. They could have built the stadium in the valley somewhere.
No one says build a dome and pump in oxygen or whatever so that it's fair for everybody. No, you know that that's a part of what you got to deal with when you go to Denver, and you deal with it.
And they brag about it. You're going to get headaches and nosebleeds coming up here to play football. You might die. We heard it all week.
Yeah, we did.
We heard it all week. I don't know if Vrabel, they're going to pass out on the sidelines. Hey, I ain't see one sign of that the whole game. But it's funny, the ones who is it's all about who is doing the talking. That game peaked at 58 million viewers. The most watched playoff game of the postseason. And the Patriots game before that was the highest rated game in ESPN's history at 38 million. This game averaged 48 million viewers and peaked at 58 million. The most watched game of the playoffs. So someone lying.
Cerrone,
someone out there lying. You saying it was boring, but yet y'all didn't watch the Seattle Rams game that was 37-31. You watched this game.
Yep. Cerrone, I just figured it out. You yourself, Cerrone, are a victim of this.
Oh.
Before Drake May was drafted, you went to go see Drake May at his pro day.
Mm-hmm.
Before going to see Drake May at his pro day, you weren't a fan of Drake May or being drafted. You said, I don't know about that. But then you went and you saw him and you changed your mind. And people got on you heavy. How could you change your mind? Why are you changing your mind? Don't change your mind. My point is, I think a lot of people, first off, there's the hate for the Patriots, but a lot of people had their mind made up on who was going to win, who's not going to win, their whole analysis and all that. And when it gets destroyed, instead of saying I was wrong, they come up with all these excuses.
It was snowing.
It was snowing. We need to stop this. We need to stop that. We need to change this. We need to change that. No, you were just wrong, and you can't admit it.
Yeah.
Just say you were wrong and move on.
You hyped up Jarrett Stidham for a whole week, and then he threw the ball backwards, throwing the game away. And then you don't want to say, yo, he messed up. You hyped up Sean Payton all week. Oh, mastermind. We tried to tell you he's been a bum without Drew Brees, but then now he's making all these bad calls and decisions in the games. You don't want to say he was wrong. It was a bad decision. Oh, it was snowing. Stidham made a bad throw, or the receiver did this wrong, whatever. But you don't want to admit that, no, your analysis was wrong.
Yeah.
You got to just say, yo, I was wrong. Stidham was trash. He threw a bad interception to Gonzalez. He threw that ball backwards. They had 54 yards of offense after the first quarter. He was bad.
He was bad. And Cerrone, I've never heard it. I didn't hear anybody say, you know what, and they should have domes in college football too. I didn't hear anybody. I didn't hear anybody say that.
Right, and nobody does. Nobody in college plays in the dome. Syracuse, I think, is the only school that plays in the dome,
and it looks terrible.
And they look terrible. But it's you have a lot of football is always looked at. It's kind of like a gatekeeping thing by the southern part of the country. It's our game. It's our sport. So they look at snow and ice and say, no one wants to play in that. That's not football. But I take it a step further and say, well, why is playing in Miami an advantage then?
Right, with all that heat and humidity.
With all the heat.
Yeah.
Why go to Miami? And they use that against the Patriots. Oh, it's hot. The humidity in Miami. Why don't you make them put a dome and turn the AC on there? No, you won't, because you want the advantage.
Right.
You want Tampa Bay. The game earlier, it was pouring rain and thundering and lightning in Tampa when they played, but no one said, hey, let's stop the game until the sun come out, because they wanted the Patriots to lose that one and see what Drake May looked like when it was raining. But you don't hear that. But I think it should go the opposite way in football. Remove the domes. Put everybody on natural grass and build your team, not everybody's team. Build your team around your location and where you play at, and roll it out there and see who's who and what's what, the way it used to be. But you had the owner of the Broncos saying, oh, if I had a dome, I would have closed it in the second half. What? The Denver Broncos complaining about the elements?
Soft. I don't know what
Come
happened.
on now.
It's kind of like in video games. Some of the games that used to be really, really fun, let's say it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, right? And you can only use one character at a time. And when you're facing a certain enemy and you want to switch, and one of the turtles, Donatello will work better than Michelangelo, and it just makes it more entertaining. Why? Because you have to think.
Yeah.
You have to try to figure it out. And that's, to me, that is what the elements bring to football. To get rid of it is just, to me, I hate to say it, and I hate using this word, but it's soft. It's really, really soft. All because the Patriots, perhaps the most hated team in sports history, organization in sports history, moved on to the Super Bowl. Now all of a sudden, the elements, we can't have it anymore.
No, and when Buffalo and Kansas City were playing in the snow and beating everybody, you were cool with it. And that's my argument with the whole path thing in the first place. Everybody had been cool with the snow and elements if it was Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. You wanted them to have the easy path. That's what I heard. But now if somebody else took your path, now you have an issue with it. But
you're right.
It's you have a lot of teams building these domes, and a lot of teams are doing it because they want to make more money in the offseason, whatever. But it's bad for football, and they're going to regret it when they realize the teams that are still playing outside are going to have an advantage over these dome teams. Only, 2 dome teams have won the Super Bowl in the last 30 years. So you better think twice before you put that roof on your building. You might not come out as champions.
And one won't win it this season either because both teams are outdoors. All right, let's take a quick break. When we get back, phone lines are going again. We'll talk to you guys on the other side. It's Leroy and Cerrone, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Two local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Low key.
What?
Hogan was the most boring wrestler of all time.
Yeah, when you watch back, you're like, really? Hulking up is how you win?
He had 3 moves.
That got me hyped every time, though. It worked on me every time.
But it didn't age well.
No, it didn't.
If it was really like about technical wrestling, Macho Man should have wiped the floor on Hulk Hogan.
Amen.
All the time. He would just Hulk up, and we went crazy. Little did we know we would grow up and look back and just shake our heads and say,
like, if they would have just did it different to where, like, Hogan's getting beat and then, you know, out of nowhere, he hit somebody with that boot and turned the fight around. But you saw the setup was the same. The 3 moves, it was over. No kick out, no nothing. It was just, all right, time to go home. Let's wrap it up.
$1 Million Man puts him in the $1 Million Dream, raises his arm up once, it falls.
Once, yeah.
Raise it up twice, it falls. Third time, up, no. And you're like, here we go.
Shaking. Yeah, you get to shaking, and you get, it's like someone said, okay, here we go, time to close it out. Yo, is Hulk Hogan the most boring wrestler of all time, man?
Oh, snap. You're saying just remove personality and just...
Yeah, take all the side stuff away. I'd love to hear him. I'd love to hear him talk. But, like, once the match started, like, yo, outside the slamming Andre.
Yo, wait.
He was boring.
I think Goldberg has him beat on boring.
WrestleMania 18 at Rock Hogan?
If you take away
the theatrics.
The theatrics. Goldberg did nothing but just throw haymakers.
That was another one.
Setup was the same.
I'm sorry, y'all. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to who's been on the longest. Fred in a car. What's up, Fred?
Hey, you guys know Bill Belichick is already in the Hall of Fame. The Football Hall of Fame. He's already in.
In what capacity?
Because he designed the defense that stopped the Buffalo Bills, in that first Super Bowl. He stifled the K gun offense. Nobody could. The Bills rolled through the playoffs.
Appreciate it, Fred. You know, that reminds me. I watched a video of Lawrence Taylor.
They still liked him then.
Yeah. I watched a video of Lawrence Taylor and I believe Julian Edelman, 2 separate videos. But they talked about Belichick's greatness and whatever, and both mention in their own way how he is socially awkward. And I'm only mentioning that because that's something you've been saying forever, Cerrone. But that socially awkward thing feeds into why he's probably not viewed as a part of the clique.
He's not likable.
He's
the weird guy over in the corner that just always talks about football. That's who he is. He don't like talking in front of media.
Right.
He was awkward in front of the media. Like you said, we've said this on here many times before. It's not that he was being mean to the media. He just didn't like talking in front of people. He just likes talking football. Leave me alone. But you ask him a question about 4-3 versus 3-4, he'll talk to you for 40 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's
Edelman mentioned
he wasn't a part of the crew.
Edelman mentioned his awkwardness when he was talking about, they were on some, it was after the Atlanta Super Bowl, and they went on some late night show, and he was talking about, you know, they had fun. He's a great guy and everything. He's just a little socially awkward. They didn't spend a lot of time on that part, but I was like, that explains a lot, and it probably turns people off because it comes off as different, and people don't want to take the time to try to understand. They're just like, all right, he's a jerk, and then they move on. And maybe he is a jerk. I mean, part of it he probably is, but still. But go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, that could explain the whole relationship with the lady he's with now. She got him out of it.
She's trying.
He's on the beach. He's making sandcastles and taking stupid pictures. It's like, is she the first person to crack the code to get this man to be?
But his socially awkwardness, to me, might be like Samson's hair.
Okay.
So you don't want to cut Samson's hair and he loses his strength. You take away his socially awkwardness and
he becomes Rex Ryan.
He loses his strength as a coach. Speaking of Rex Ryan, let's go to another Ryan in the car. Ryan, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
Listen, it's been a couple years I've been hearing you guys on the radio, and it's so nice to get to hear you talk about a good Patriots team because it's been rough these last few years. So, first of all, I'm just really glad to get to hear you guys talk about a good team for once. And just the last thing I want to say about the haters is just I'd like to paraphrase 50 Cent, if I could. And if they hate, let them hate and watch Lombardi's pile up. Thanks, guys. We'll take off
there. There you go. I like that. and to be clear, Cerrone, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we're on here talking as if we're just Patriots fanboys and there's nothing that they can do wrong. Because, like he said...
they got issues.
Oh, they got issues. As a matter of fact, if they lose, I said this last week, I will be disappointed, not devastated, because they are ahead of schedule. The only issue I have, though, when it comes to talking about the Patriots and hearing people talk about the Patriots, just be fair. Just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the Super Bowl. How do you put them beneath?
How do you luck your way to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's like, come on, y'all. Don't do that.
They are. I said this before. When Milton Williams and Christian Gonzalez play together, they're undefeated.
Yeah.
They're 9-0 on the road. 9-0. No team in history has played that many road games, first of all. Right. And they're undefeated on the road.
Yep. They're
the only team to beat 3 top defenses in the playoff run.
They have a game to play. They must play the Super Bowl. It's not guaranteed they're going to win.
Exactly.
But, my God, give them some credit.
But they're already saying if they win, is this the worst team to win the Super Bowl? That's what I've been hearing the last few days. Are they the worst team to win the Super Bowl? It's like, well, if the quarterback wins MVP, then no.
Oh, my God. Let's take one more call before we go to break. Paul in Danvers. What's up, Paul?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hope you're all nice, warm, and cozy.
Yes, sir.
First, Patriots, I think Drake May is going to do what he really hasn't done at all this year and have a comeback and put them in a position for a game-winning field goal or a touchdown drive. Second of all, wrestling, I grew up in the 70s, Channel 56.
Yes, sir.
Back in the day, Texas wrestling, Freebirds and Von Erichs.
Oh, wow. Von Erichs, man, that's a sad story. But
that's tough.
The Freebirds? Free birds flying high and free. Don't never.
Oh, it's easy.
I know. My shoulder.
Showing your age there.
I know. Let me take a break right now. When we get back, your players call and we'll wrap this baby up. Hey, Jonathan's in the building. Get him, killer. Who used to say that? Yeah, you know. It's 985 The Sports Hub.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5
We want to talk about, and so much just gets left because we just don't have the time to get to it, but not once do I ever feel like complaining. It's been so great. It's been so fun. The people have been phenomenal.
You guys made it go by so fast. It's like the 3 hours. It doesn't even feel like it. It's gone by so quickly. Thanks to all you guys, the callers, and you guys making the babies that called in,
the babies children that called in. As a matter of fact,
bless your hearts.
We're running out of time, but we have one more phenomenal caller on the line. Let's go to Ryan in Wake Forest. Ryan.
Hey, well, Cerrone, I appreciate that, man. This is Ryan. I ran into you with the
yes, sir. What's up, man?
So, for those who didn't hear it, Ryan, who's calling in from Wake Forest, ran into Cerrone at the supermarket. That's what's up.
Yeah, crazy, man. Hey, well, I wanted to ask you guys and get both of your opinion on this. If the Patriots are to win the Super Bowl, who is it that's the X factor, and how do you see it playing out?
Ooh, good question, man. I wish we had that one earlier.
Yeah,
that's a great question.
I'm going with Christian Gonzalez. That's my guy.
Oh, yeah,
and I feel like if he can hold it down on his own, then we in good shape.
I think this one has a Disney ending. It's Ramondre Stevenson.
Ooh.
He's been dominant in the playoffs. He's been dominant at the end of the season. And remember, I say Disney ending because we wanted him benched after the first 3 weeks of the season. And Vrabel said no, because we're going to need him at some point this year. We're going to need this guy. And Ramondre has been dominant, and I can see him making plays in the passing game, getting in the end zone multiple times, just being dominant in the red zone. I think the X factor for this game is Ramondre and the Patriots run game. I think they carry it.
Here we go. All right, we got to wrap this thing up. It's time for the players call.
Be safe out there, Ryan, man. It's tough out in the streets.
I think, do you want to hit a player call?
All right, this is the time when we take time to show love to someone in sports or in our everyday lives who's done something so phenomenal. And with that being said, do you mind if I go first?
Go ahead, brother.
My player's call goes to Holbrook's own Allen Brown Jr., basketball player for Holbrook. He hit a three-pointer in the game, and with that happening, he became the 86th player in state history to reach 2,000 career points. He's a senior. Allen Brown Jr., you, sir, get my player's call. George, who you got?
All right, I got a little bit of a three-piece already over here, so just bear with me. A happy birthday shout-out today to my aunt in New York, Lily. Lily, who married my Uncle Joe, so on by marriage, but I do love you very much, so happy birthday today. I specifically remember that because my mother, who's also named Lily, his birthday is tomorrow, February 1st, so happy birthday to Mom. Shout-out to you. And, of course, I wanted to shout-out boxing today. I have a specific boxer, Puerto Rican Xander Zayas, 23 years old. He's undefeated right now. I want you guys to tune in to see him tonight. Fighting on behalf of Top Rank. Top Rank Classics is going to be the platform. You want to search for that on Roku and find it on the Roku channel. But he is currently 22-0, 13 wins by knockout, 23 years old. WBO light middle heavyweight champion. And he's going for a belt unification today against an Abbas Barao. So shout out to Xander Zayas, Puerto Rican legend.
All right, beautiful. Cerrone, who you got?
I got to keep mine. I'm keeping it with the Patriots, who I think picked up their biggest win of the season. You mentioned it in your sports report. Williams, defensive coordinator.
Yes, sir.
Is found out that he's cancer-free.
Yes.
After the diagnosis before the season, I'm not sure what the timing was, but finding out that Williams is cancer-free, I think is one of the biggest victories for this Patriots team. And I think, these guys are playing for him. You see him with the pins and stuff like that. And I know he wasn't around like he probably wanted to be, but just shout out to him and his family. And, for him coming through this and everything's been coming up for this Patriots team, and just not just to him, but to all the, the cancer survivors out there and those who are battling and going through it. There's better days ahead, and I don't know a better way to say it, but just players call and love to Williams and his family and him for beating us and getting the biggest victory, I think, for the Patriots this year.
That's beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Listen, once again, we appreciate everybody who's tuned in, who's called in, who's sent a message. The haters, too. We appreciate you. We really, really do. I say this.
We know you're listening.
I know. We say this all the time. On behalf of Cerrone Battle, George, my boy Jonathan's in the building, too. Live good, eat good, and please, 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 come on now. Show your fellow man the utmost respect. We out of here. We're gone. Have a lovely day.
Shout out to the fellas today, the tag team champions of the world at a combined weight of 525 pounds. The 98.5 WBZ-FM Sports Hub Tag Team Champions of the World, the dynamic duo, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone Battle.
Okay, George. Okay. Y'all take it easy.